Go. Recap.
Okay, party is on its way to um, investigate and find the Vault of Purity on the planet Ossus. We call in to Whisper to find out about our cut of this adventure. He is all weird and robotic, but he says that we get 40% of the artifact's values. The planet Ossus is known to be an ancient Jedi planet. It was attacked by the Sith, and in the battle, one of the Sith masters pulled a star nearer to the planet, which destroyed its ecosystem and made all the things bad. There are some surviving tribes in a city called Ossus, I think.
Correct.
Cool. There's a line here that doesn't make any sense, so I'm going to leave it out. There's a line here that also doesn't make any sense. I'm going to leave that out. I need to be better with note taking. Okay. So there are some surviving tribes in the city of Ossus, and needs all of us to succeed. Okay. Guido nails the piloting to get us in place and flies us through the asteroid belt. There are weird crystals built in and around the city, and they are everywhere. Beige chats to the chieftain once we land, and Remux preps everyone to take a long journey. Crystals are lightning rods, it turns out, when a big strike hits a crystal. We are provided with these said crystal lightning rods for our speeders, and the locals are all grey-skinned, gaunt humans. Our supplies are loaded, and we head through the city and then into some tunnels, and the tunnels exit at the bottom of a mountain. So they wind for a bit, and then they come out at the bottom of the mountain. We journey across some of the landscape, and the Empire are here. If it's here. I saw throw shade about Dr. Beige's research. There is a huge storm in the middle of the night, so we had to camp on the way where we were going. Really should do better notes. And the storm is terrifying, and we all take strain. And then we see a star cruiser hovering low in the distance. As we get closer, there is lightning striking up to the storm cruiser. To the storm cruiser. Jeez, to the cruiser. So we dismount our speeders, and the cruiser is above an obelisk that appears to be dispersing the power of the lightning. The shuttles, there are shuttles heading to the cruiser, and those are getting wrecked, but the cruiser seems unfazed. Guido sees Captain Viz, question mark. Who the fuck's Captain Viz? Secrets, who knows? They are digging in the wrong place, says Dr. Beige, and we need to go west, so they were digging in the north. He goes in to scout the tunnels. Guido provides cover at the mouth of the tunnel. Dr. Beige tries to build a cipher for the glyphs on the walls. Oren finds some prints, and then botches his return to hide his footprints. Dr. Beige says, Library of the Fallen is here. Whatever the Library of the Fallen is. Next day, after we come back and rest, we head into the tunnels. Wait, there was a conversation with Dr. Beige about, that was the Library of the Fallen. Got it. We head into the tunnels, get to the first junction and go right. I don't know why I was writing down which ways we went, but anyway, Remux reaches out and gets a bad feedback. We carry on down some stairs. We carry on and then go down some stairs. They enter into a huge chamber. I feel like there was more to that. There was lots of conversations about people's footsteps and going back and forth and which way we should go and what we should do, but never mind. As we enter the huge chamber, we hear a fading ping. We storm the pings. Remux takes down the technician. ISAR hacks the machine to auto ping and phantom ping the last record. We retrace our steps and begin searching the chambers. We find old books, decaying corpses. The last chamber is more rough and uncrafted. So we find a temple. It looks like a temple with an altar. ISAR finds the keyhole with his droid, and the doctor pops in the key, and it opens a set of stairs down. If you do not like my synopsis, please volunteer to give your own instead.
We took out the key at the end. The rest was brilliant.
We did, but the stairs didn't close. They stayed open.
You specifically requested that there be a switch on the other side so that you could close them and open them on that side. Oops. Yeah, so I don't think there's anything missing. Anyone else? Okay.
Great, Ross.
Thank you, Russ. So we pick up immediately where you left off. The stairway is opened, leading down, slightly hidden behind the altar. You look down and you see a stone staircase leading into a larger area at the bottom, just like a landing at the bottom. And you guys all slowly come down the stairway and gather in this landing. As you reach the bottom, you see on the wall a very obvious switch, like a stone switch to slide it up and down. And you give it a slight tap and up it goes, and the staircase goes up with it. A few moments later, dim light starts to emit from some diamond-y crystals on the wall and provides just enough low light that you can see in here without tripping over your own feet. There's a tunnel that you can see moving further down, and as you look down you can see it goes very dark and deep into the earth.
Ugh.
The camera shifts as you stare into the darkened tunnel. Sorry, I read this earlier. The camera shifts as you're staring into the darkened tunnel to light flickering in someone's eyes. The light goes dark and light very quickly until we see Ensign Temu sit bolt upright. What was that? Ensign Temu, was it? Temu looks around to see a figure stand up from a rock where they were perched. It's a woman, not stunning, but certainly striking. She's wearing brown ankle boots, tan trousers and a top, a belt with many pouches and an odd-looking hat. He has seen her around the ship and the camp. Dr. Tiff Bannon. She was partly the reason he had been taken off the engineering and moved to this demoted post. Well, it wasn't the whole reason. Sleeping with an officer hadn't helped his case. "Yes, ma'am," he says as he jumps up quickly, scrambling to his feet with a very poor salute. "No need for that, Ensign. There's no officers about," as she looks around the room. "Sleeping at your post? Good thing I found you first," as she casually closes the distance, putting on some leather gloves. "No, ma'am. Something came out of the darkness. It was fast and huge and strong. It restrained me and I passed out." He looks fearfully at the darkened tunnel. Tiff does the same. A loud ping sound is heard, and Tiff winces at the sound. Timo changes his glance to look at the machine, walks a little closer and goes, "It's got an auto function?" As a leathered glove slaps around his face. He turns to look at Tiff Bannon and says, "What was that for?" rubbing his cheek. Dr. Tiff Bannon returns his glare as she removes her gloves. "We clearly aren't alone in here, you fool. You failed in warning anybody and may have lost me my prize." Ensign Temu tries to respond, but his tongue is swollen. He cannot get any words out. His legs then go weak and he falls to the ground. Finally clutching his chest, he tries to scream out in pain, but no sound leaves his lips. With the final writher on the floor, Ensign Temu dies. Dr. Tiff Bannon looks down at the cooling corpse and shakes her head. Now who was in these tunnels? She picks up her radio and reports to the corpse and asks for an update from the scanning team of the ruins. She then steps over the corpse and enters into the section of wall which has been cut through. Stepping into this, the environment changes. No longer smooth cut walls, but out of rough worked stone, and some gem-like crystals in the wall. Heading further in, she finds a crew working on some sections of the wall. She receives a report on the status of the dig and goes to check out a box of artifacts they've recovered recently. After a few minutes, a cheer is taken up, and Dr. Bannon stops reviewing the box of items and rushes to the front. Dust settles from the latest wall section, and there on the wall, perfectly preserved, is a map. "Ah, there you are," she says with a smile, lifting her radio. "Prepare the plasma drill," walking away with a wolfish grin. And we snap back to you guys in the tunnel. I thought it would be prudent to see cinematically what's going on outside.
Like it.
"Well, isn't it handy these gems are on the wall, gentlemen?" as Dr. Beige inspects one of them.
Are they giving off a lot of light? Just a little bit of light.
Enough light that you can see around you. You can see everybody else around you. You can see around you. Not like bright light, but enough that you can see down the tunnel.
Sorry, I'm just taking notes.
I'm just eating my dinner.
My head. What's going on?
Ron, you okay?
Yeah, it's fast.
What? Does anyone else feel that?
Remix is staring off into the darkness.
As is Guido. Just staring.
I don't like this place. Let's move on quickly.
These artifacts aren't going to find themselves.
Is everybody okay? You all seem to be staring down the tunnel and complaining of pain. Does anybody need medical attention?
I thought It's not important. I'm fine.
Let's keep going.
Quite right. Where shall we go next? Down the tunnel.
Woods.
Lead on.
Head down the tunnel.
Can I have a
Thanks.
walking order, please?
Security at the front.
I'm his backup.
I'll go.
Lynn will very happily be walking in the middle somewhere.
Okay. Dr. Beige will engineer his position to be in the middle. Maybe a little bit too close to Rumix, actually, sort of trying to peek over his shoulder as he's walking down the tunnel. So you guys go down this tunnel. As you walk down, all the crystals that are on the wall, as you approach them, they slowly start to glow to the same level. And as you pass them, you can turn around and you can see they're actually dimming. They're going back to dark, like they're activated by your presence. And the tunnel leads down and down and down, and you can tell that it's quite steep. It's not quite stairs, but it's quite a steep tunnel. Going down again, you're following the lights. Doesn't seem to be any left or right turns. It's just one long tunnel. When Remix, you see ahead a light, just a small one, and then it doesn't seem big enough to be a hole, but then a walkway. Sorry, that's what I mean. And then all of a sudden, the light kind of creeps up on you very quickly, and you're like, well, that seemed really far away, but it's right here. And it opens up onto a large cavern. You look up. Everybody can walk into the cavern. You look up and you've got stalagmites or tights, I forget which way it is round, pointing downwards. Points down from the ceiling. But it's the floor that seems very odd to everybody. It looks like a sheet of black glass, marble if you will, with lines, veins all going through it. Can I have a perception check from anybody who wants to give it to me? You're welcome to do it as a group.
I can contribute a yellow and a green.
I've got yellow, green, green.
I do not have my character sheet open. One moment.
Oh, I don't have my laptop. Oops. But my perception's pants.
I feel like mine's 4 greens, 5 greens, 6 greens. It's definitely 8 greens.
It's got to be more than one.
My perception is, in fact, 1 yellow, 2 greens.
So me and Gary've got the same.
So you can do it if you want and just throw a blue in there, either of you two.
With our powers combined, could you do it?
Okay.
He hasn't got the dice roller open, has he?
What difficulty would you like?
I'm going to go for hard. It's quite dark in here. Although it has a bit of light as you walked in, it's still a dark cave.
Just triple advantage.
Okay. So you look around this room, you spot the glass-looking floor. You can see the stalagmites. You can't see anything that looks immediately dangerous in this room. What you do see, well, you don't need a roll for, is quite far down the tunnel. It appears to sort of, oh, I got my hands lost in the camera here, look, there you go, contracts in a little bit, and there appears to be like an entrance walkway, which looks like it's hewn stone, but it's quite far down through the tunnel, for the cave.
Is that the only way leading off this cavernous space? So we've got the cavernous space and then hewn tunnel up ahead.
That you can see. It's more of an archway than a tunnel.
Okay.
Dr. Bailey.
Is there
Sorry, go on.
any sign of life down here?
All again. Probably.
Roll again.
Yeah, you can. You
Sure.
can take a blue from your advantage if you want to carry forward.
Okay. Same difficulty?
Yes, sir.
That's better.
As you step a little bit further in from the tunnel entrance you've come for, you sort of take another look around. There was no immediate danger as you stepped through and ushered maybe everyone else out, depending on if they follow. But something catches your eye and you stop. And when you look back up again, kind of behind the stalagmites, there appears to be very odd-looking stalagmites. On closer inspection, one moves and it stretches out some large wings, as if having a... And then it pulls it back in and curls back up.
Remux and I guess Guido both spot it because we're doing shared perceptions. So Remix and Guido would probably do the classic halt sign. Would you agree, Gary?
Yes, totally.
You do see more than one.
She puts her fingers to her lips to the rest of the group. And I guess points. Assuming Remix hasn't.
I'll let you do the pointing.
What are we looking at?
Are the wings still there, Dan?
Now you know where they are and what you're looking for, you can quite easily point this thing out. So beforehand to the naked eye, it looked like you are using naked eye. At first glance, it looked like a stalagmite. Then obviously once you realised it was actually something living, you can spot them quite easily.
Are these the Kura beasts that we saw flying outside?
You may have inspiration if you could get it, but you can't.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they look
I'll take-
identical.
It's fine. I'll take a blue on my next roll.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Cool.
What are they called?
Kiruk.
Kiruk beast. I've just put it into the
Wait, Uruk.
Kirruk.
No, just it's a South Park reference.
Oh, okay, I didn't get it.
It's the measure of a size of a piece of poo.
Yes.
Oh, right, okay. Dr. Beige will follow your pointing and get his notebook out and flip some pages until he holds open a picture of what this looks like a drawing of what it is. This is my hand, but a drawing of what this beast looks like, and it's a quadruped with horns covered in scales and very much like bat wings, but they're quite large.
Day the mamas.
I think it'd be prudent if we don't interrupt them.
Rude.
Great.
What do you think they've been feeding on if the chamber's been closed?
Maybe they're sleeping.
Probably have a tunnel out through the roof or something.
Or that.
You discuss it some other fucking time.
I'm with Isar on this. Should we move on or go back? No. Backwards is not an option. Let's go forwards.
Let's move on stealthily.
Are you rolling a stealth roll or are you...
Yeah, if I can, if it helps us.
You get a black die for Dr. Beige.
Of course I do.
Because he is not a stealthy man.
It's a portly fellow. So
I have a yellow and 2 greens to help.
I have 4 greens, so maybe you're better. So what does that become then? I've got 4 greens, and Orin has yellow and 2 greens. Was it?
So a yellow and 3 greens.
Against 3
And
purple
a black.
and a black.
2 purple and a black. Here goes nothing, guys.
We have a blue from the previous roll.
We have an advantage and a triumph.
Ooh.
Shall I roll the blue? I think we bossed it with the triumph, right?
I'll give it to you with the triumph. So you managed to traverse this chamber, which is about 150 meters long from point of entry to point of the archway that Remix saw. But you guys, sorry, go on.
So yeah, Guido's just leading you through the cave, with like paying careful attention to what's on the floor, not treading on any bones or any rocks, not kicking anything, and almost tiptoeing.
Okay.
Scooby-Doo style.
And you guide everybody behind you.
Follow the line, guys.
So you keep an eye on these Kiruk beasts as you do it. Only one seems to just be following your movements, but doesn't react at all to you going across this cave. You reach the archway. Now it's very clear what you can see, and it's a little bit lighter than where you're in now. And you can see rows and rows and rows and rows of books. Books, scrolls, huge, really high up, just rows and rows and rows of books.
Who brought the bag of holding? Oh, sorry, wrong game.
Could it be? Could it be the Library of the Fallen? He takes a little bit closer at the manuscripts, and what he picks up is the life of... It is! Oh, there's going to be some treasures in here, my friends. Definitely some treasures. Okay, we need at least 5 of these books to seem credible to the academic world. Oh, sorry. At least 5 of these books to be academically proven this is the right place. But there's going to be a treasure trove of Jedi artifacts in this room, and oh yes, the vault is in here somewhere, I believe. So we should look for that too.
Will the books be returned?
But no, they'll go into a museum.
Okay. If this is a library to the fallen, do you not think it's disrespectful to take the memory of this Jedi out of this place?
But nobody's reading it, Rimmix.
Well, I think it should be returned. But I'm no academic.
Let's discuss that once we found some artifacts to make some money. It's the first time you've heard him mention money at all in this endeavour. and break. And he'll disappear off further into the library. Don't forget to look for the vault entrance.
What are we looking for exactly?
You'll know it when you see it.
Can I do one of
Looking around.
Didn't quite hear
I
what he
will
said.
reset the droid off scanning in the library.
Oh yeah, the droid is cool. Yeah, okay.
Can I do one of these? Never mind. Nothing to see here.
Your senses are overwhelmed. Okay, so you guys look around the library. I'll get you to checks in a minute. So you look around the library. There is some bookshelves that have decayed and fallen down, and there's just piles of books everywhere, and scrolls and decaying pieces of parchment. But there is things in here that haven't decayed and would be considered valuable. You find quite a lot of robes, Jedi robes, probably about 4 or 5 sets that are reasonable and could be taken to the museum, as it were. You see other Jedi artifacts. There is a broken datachron. You may not know what that is right at the moment, but it's a little square Jedi things. It looks like it's got glass and stuff in the middle. It's one of those on the floor, but it seems to have all the glass shattered in the middle. And there's various other things that you will find around. Masks, ceremonial items, effigies to the Force, like people have what they believe the living Force is. Necklaces, rings, braces, all kinds of jewellery. But you find like a treasure trove, as it were, of things that you could definitely give to Beige to sell. After a while, Isa, your drone pings. It's been going around the room, scanning, working its way up the book aisles to scan and generate a map. In the back right-hand corner, after it gets there, it doesn't stop. It keeps trying to go through the wall as if it can't register something, and it beeps you for your attention.
Isar is just gonna go and check that out then. Like it's weird, but he's just gonna go and check himself.
So on your data pad, whenever someone say data pad, I always look at my wrist as if it's a little wrist mounted one. You look on it and it. I'm waiting to see what it is now. There we go, data pad. You look at it and it's trying to. The scan that it report is given as if there's more, but its sensors are stopping it from going because there's in front of you looks like a brick wall, a stone wall. Sorry. So it's saying, I think there might be more here, and I want to go, but I'm not going because I'm going to crash into that wall. So it's having a processing failure. And you stumble through. And you find yourself in a tunnel very similar to what the previous one was with the gems along the wall. And you go back through.
and then back through, and then back through, and then back through for about like 3 minutes.
Yeah. Well, he's a tech guy, right? He'd be looking for some form of technology, maybe. Doesn't find any.
Found a magic wall.
Ooh. What's in there?
A magic wall was that?
Shut the fuck up!
A magic wall was that?
Yes.
I'd love to see what a magic wall looks like. Where are you?
Crack on. Come and have a look at this magic wall. Let's have a look.
Head on over.
Are you inside or outside, Nick?
I'm gonna be outside so I can see them, and then when they're there, just step backwards through it.
Okay. He's been eaten by the wall!
Ah! Ah, my head!
Warren? You okay?
No, something's not right.
What's...
I was gonna step back through the wall and go, maybe we shouldn't go in. Maybe we shouldn't go in there. Actually, I think it's full of snakes. Oh no, Gary's dead.
I think Guido's lost it. He's been talking to himself in the corner.
Sorry, the wife is just bribing me with cookies to get her water. It's a good trade.
I accept the trade.
I know, right?
No, I accept the cookies. See you in an hour. Dr. Bejago, but there can't be any form of snakes in here. Well, I could be wrong, actually. And he goes to lean against the wall.
Just went through a room full of massive bat things.
Yes, you.
Are you stupid?
Well, I've not been called that before, but you do have a valid point as he leans against the wall for stability and just falls right through. Oh, I found a tunnel.
Should we just put the bookcase in front of it and leave him there and never come back? Just
Yes. Unfortunately, it is just a matter of time until the Empire finds this place, and then they will get to the vault, and the world will be doomed.
I don't care about this world. Let's just get as much money as we can and leave. No, things that are worth money and leave.
I'm on board with that.
This the planet be damned. Let's just get out, pay, and go.
Ugh,
This is weird, and I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
Do you hear that? What
Don't like
snakes?
this. Maybe we can
Snakes?
look through it quickly. Ah!
Could somebody help me? I seem to be stuck on my back.
Oren drops down to like one knee and sort of like puts his hand against the wall and holds his head.
Imaginary wall.
Falls on top. Oh, hello, Warren. Have you come to give me a hand? Dr. Page is like a turtle in the corridor.
Remix is staring off into the darkness again, not really paying enough attention to what else is going on. Just staring.
Let's get this done.
There's a good chap, Warren. Help an old man up, thank you.
All right.
When you two are done canoodling, can we get this shit show on the that, please? I'd
Can you
quite like to go.
Can you send your drone down there?
Yes.
And off it goes. It doesn't activate the lights, the gem lights, but you can see obviously where you guys are kind of standing at the entrance that they kind of have activated slightly. I don't think there's anything to be worried about down there. It's only a tunnel.
M's famous last words, those.
Go. Where's your sense of adventure, Lynn?
Not having this so-called sense of adventure is what keeps me alive.
Well,
Oh, shit. What is that? Let's go.
It's bad here. We should leave as quickly as possible. There's something not right about this place.
security in front, please.
Remix shakes himself out of his daze, and he comes over and he says, "Have any of you seen anything odd?"
Aside from the Jedi artifacts, the crazy bird creatures, and all of us acting a little weird, no, I haven't seen anything odd.
Okay. Right. Going this way, are we, Dr. Page?
Yeah, yes, down tunnel, please.
Okay.
What's rude? Nope. Sorry, wrong character. Guido is also staring. Just dumbfounded, standing there, kind of not paying attention.
Let's not stand apart. Either we go forward or we go backwards.
Forward, let's go.
Remix is leading the way.
Dr. Beige is far too close, Remix, as you're walking. He's matched you stride for stride, but that close behind that his tummy's touching your back every now and then as he's walking, and he's just literally trying to peer over your shoulder as it's going down the tunnel.
Get back, Dr. Beige. If I have to draw my vibra sword quickly, I don't want to catch you with it. Get back.
Sorry, Remix, too close for comfort. And he'll just take a little step back, but not enough to not enough to be too far away, but just enough that the person behind them gets slowed up from the stepping. The tunnel continues a little bit further down, and eventually you see another line. It opens up. You can see that the droid's gone down. Isaac can see it building its little map as it's going down this tunnel. And it kind of opens up into a larger space. However, as the drone enters this larger area, it expands very, very quickly. About halfway across the room, it stops transmitting.
I hope that is out of power. It's not been eaten by something in here that's now going to kill us all.
You don't happen to have a spare one we can send out, do you?
Isar just looks at you like you've insulted like his mother or something, or you've asked the stupidest question in the world and he's not quite sure whether he wants to answer you or slap you. Like, you know when someone does something so fucking stupid and you just look at them.
Yes, not then?
You reach the end of the tunnel. Sorry, I was gone.
No.
Okay. As you exit the end of the tunnel, the gems fade off. It's a little bit lighter. You can see This looks very similar to the cavern you had before. Glass black marble floor with the veins in the middle. The only difference is, bang in the middle, you can see 2 stone statues. One appears to be damaged and cracked in half, and the other one is still remaining at its full height. Of a naked man and what was a naked woman that has broken off and fallen apart. The difference in the ceiling is you see this mites, there we go. Coming down from,
Right.
tight, yeah, coming down from the ceiling, but halfway along it stops. So right above these statues it stops, and all the way across in a domed structure, going all the way back to the back end of the room, appears to be black hexagons. Your droid lays in a smoking pile of wreckage just in between the statues.
It's a trap! I volunteer Dr. Page to go over there first.
Oh, of course, and he just starts marching across the glass.
Guido puts a hand on his shoulder.
No, it's perfectly fine, Guido, thank you. Look, I've got my notebook, I'll be fine.
She doesn't hold him that hard.
Okay. He kind of brushes her off and he walks up to where the statues are. And he stops in front of the statues and he goes, ah, what wonderful craftsmanship. And he looks on the floor and he goes, bit strange, and kicks some tattered clothing on the floor, like leftover sandals and things. He goes, oh, I wonder why someone would leave clothes here. Oh, I found your droid eyesight. It's a bit damaged. Maybe it crashed into one of these rocks.
Like he's throwing shade, I saw.
Would you like me to get it for you? Okay. Yeah, he just sees, he reaches across in between the statues and picks up this droid and pulls it back and... Oh, okay. Here you go. I've got it. Oh, it's a bit strange. Isaac, come closer, look at this. What did he say?
Bring it over here.
Oh, okay. And carries it back to you. Puts it on the floor in front of you and goes, oh, here you go. He's not paying it. Is he okay? He's not paying attention.
Alone.
Where?
There's definitely something here.
Interesting.
Also, I'm not a droid tech.
But I can see there's a laser shot in the top of this. Look at the hole.
And where do you think that's come from?
Oh, a laser shot. Oh, and he jumps behind Remix. Guido, have a look.
Oh, what?
Whoa, who shot the laser shot?
What's the light like in this room?
Reasonable. You can, not like bright, but you can see enough.
I mean, don't quite know what I'm looking for, because surely Dr. Page went further ahead. You would have been able to see whatever might have given off this shot.
It was intentionally vague.
I will roll for this then.
I signed on to this mission for busting someone out of a prison, and now we're in a death tomb full of spooky creatures and madness and laser shots.
And the money.
No money.
Supposed money.
Suppose we can't spend the money if we're dead. How hard? 1, 2, 3.
Average.
Everard.
Two.
Percept me, baby.
You have a really good look around the room, but past the statues where these hexagon shapes are all linked going down the room. It doesn't seem to be any break or any reason why a laser, or anywhere for someone to hide, basically, to fire a laser shot.
Okay, I relay this information. I can't see anything. I can't see anywhere where anyone would have shot from. Dr. Page, is there anything in your book about automated defences or anything?
I left it over there. One moment, please. And he skips out from behind Remix and goes back to the statues.
Remix will follow him this time. Remix go with him.
Oh, thank you, Remix. That makes me feel much safer.
Isar then follows.
Carefully, being observant, Remix will follow him with a hand on the blade.
Something's definitely here.
Yeah, keep your eyes peeled, Isa.
Right. Oh, look, there's my book. And he'll pick it up off the floor. And, oh, yes, let me flick the pages and see what's going on here. Oh, yes, the vote of purity. Let me read for a moment.
While he's reading, and as you're pausing for comic effect.
No, he's reading.
While you're reading, Remix will inspect the clothes on the floor and the statues.
Okay. They look like clothes just worn over time, like they've been here for quite some time. But they look like your standard clothes and shoes.
Oren's gonna search for scorch marks of the other end of where the laser shot, basically.
Sorry, on the droid.
No, so like as in like if you shot somebody and the bullet went through and hit the wall, but obviously for a laser would like scorch like a mark somewhere, so you could sort of like tell where it might have come from. So I'm gonna like look at the roof and like look around and see if I can see.
You see
anything?
Nothing on the roof up until the point where it's the hexagons. You just see like black kind of glass, like in the hexagon shapes. Looking behind you in the chamber, there's no scorch marks on the floor or the walls or anything else. Or the statues that are in front of you, of what you can see. Oh, so this is the vote of purity. That's what I was thinking and talking about. Yes, so it's said that you can only access it from pure body. I don't know what that means. It was from some manuscript that I found. It's not an official record of what's inside, but I believe what I'm here for is inside for the surgeon. So, how do we do this, chaps?
Isn't that what you're here for, to tell us how to do this? As the expert, supposedly.
You're quite...
Why are you asking us?
Yes, you're quite right, Isar, and I will lead the way. And he steps in between the statues and... Well, there's no switches or anything here, and well, I can't see anything. And he takes a step forward, past the line of statues. Immediately, one of the roof panels lights up and fires a laser that hits his body. He goes, "Oh!" and falls straight back. And he sips up and goes, "Oh!" and pulls out a broken radio receiver. Well, that was lucky, wasn't it? Let's try again, and hopefully that won't happen twice. And he puts the broken radio receiver down. I may have stepped on a trap, Lynn.
How are you still alive? Like, to this day, how is someone so... I mean, granted you're intelligent, but man, what are you doing? Trying to get yourself killed?
Good fortune, Lynn. He gives you a wink. Steps forward again.
No. Oh, God.
Another laser comes down from a different part of the roof and hits him again, but this time he hits his torch. And his torch kind of explodes into pieces. And he goes, third time's the charm?
So shall we let's go get him out.
Isar would like to make an intelligence check so that we're not mettering this.
Okay.
What we're measuring?
I'm just gonna make a straight intelligence check, I think, or maybe education to make an educated guess about what's going on.
Sure. I don't really know what your difficulty is on this because you're just. I don't know what you're trying to guess. That's the problem.
I figured it out.
Yeah.
But I don't want Isa to have just figured it out because I figured it out.
Well, why don't you do something rather than roll? Do something in game to test your theory.
Because Isa's not that brave.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Lynn, I think I've figured it out. But I need you to test it for me, please. Can you take all your clothes off?
Almost all my clothes, sure.
All
of them? No.
Yeah, you have to. It's it's a matter of life and death.
That is a pickup line I've not heard before, I saw.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, take your clothes off. It occurs to Isa what he's just asked Lynn really to do. And what the consequence of that will actually be.
Do I have to take... What?
He's like browner than us. That's beiger than us. Beige. And he goes red.
Perhaps someone else could try this experiment for you.
What's your theory, Isa?
Remix has no shame.
Oh, my dear boy. What are you doing? It's cold in here.
It's like a baby's arm holding an apple.
What now, Isa?
Now you should go.
Okay.
Step onto the first pad.
Okay. Remix will step out butt naked in the direction that Dr. Beige went.
So you pass between the statues, you step out onto the black glass, which is the other side of the statues. It's all black, glassy stuff. Nothing happens. I have a question actually before we proceed. Do you have anything on you at all? Are you wearing anything?
He went completely naked. He left his sword, all of his equipment, and his clothes back by the statues.
Including your radio?
Yep, everything.
Okay. Then nothing happens.
Remix will turn around and go, seems to have worked. He's not even trying to cover himself up. He literally has no shame.
Oh, how smart! Well done, Isa. And Dr. Beige will clap you on the shoulder as he's removing his shirt. That's such a great thing to do. He looks like a bear, like all furry and hairy chest, like me. Oh, fantastic, Isa. Right, do us a favour. And he hands you his shirt, and then he hands you his trousers and his socks, and look after those for me. Oh, better take this out. And he takes his radio out his ear, and my hat. Takes his hat off. I'll see you on the other side if you're coming. Oren, could you join us? I don't know if you're shy. I don't know if you'd be shy. Everybody's comfortable. Hello, Lynn. Everybody's comfortable with themselves. Could you join us at least? Or anybody else who wants to come?
I will start stripping down.
Lynn will take off all of her electronic stuff.
Yep.
So leave the blaster, leave the comms gear, all of that stuff. But keep her very, like, you know what she's dressed in. It's like, it's tight-fitting, it's flimsy, her clothing. And then try and walk through.
That's cheating, Lynn. Oh. I could have kept my pants on. Never mind. Carry on.
Yes, Doctor, you could have.
In fact, you should have.
He's turned away and starts walking across the glass.
Dido would like to do the same as Lynn, basically, just anything electronic. But what's that? I was going to ask.
Should we all leave our stuff here
Yeah, was going
unattended? in this spooky ass place.
Well, let's give Remux back his clothes. Dr. Beige I don't really care about.
Oren will, in a state of half undress, redress, and then sort of like wander through with like empty sets of clothes, and sort of like pile all the electronics and weapons and swords up somewhere. But I'm not too worried about where I'm leaving them. I'm just sort of like making sure everything's together, and then wander through.
Oren, you're taking your boots off, right? Okay. Dr. Bays is off. He's well ahead. You know, he's in his element. Muted, Richard.
Remix go after him quickly. He'll quickly throw his clothes back on, leave his equipment, and then walk swiftly after Dr. Beige.
So, as you catch him up, so Guido and Isar, you're staying at the beginning. Was that right? Or did I get that wrong?
Guido was contemplating taking her slug thrower. I was going to ask, like, does that have anything electronic on it?
No.
Are you willing to test it being destroyed?
That's not really, no.
As in your slug thrower rifle?
Yeah.
I would definitely say that your scope is powered.
Okay, then
and you would know that because it has a different field of view.
Yeah, she will not be going through then.
Okay. So you two are staying at the beginning with the statues. Okay.
Yep.
So as you guys catch up, Lynn, Orin and Remix catch up with Dr. Beige, who is marching very proudly across this glass. You see the wall panels along the hexagons on the wall start to come in closer and closer and closer, as if they're going to a point. And as you come up, it's literally looks like there's nothing there. It's pitch black. And Dr. Beige goes, "Ha! The vault door! Fantastic! Oh, I've forgotten the key. One moment." And then Guido and Isar hear from behind him, you know, the like feet on a swimming pool that slap, 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 slap. That's what you hear coming from behind you. And if you turn to look, you see a Dr. Beige on his glory, fluffing along. "Forgot my key!" And he picks it up and runs back off to the other guys.
Like whisper shout kind of thing. "And your trousers."
"I don't need those." And off he goes. "Got to enjoy the experience." And when he gets back to you three, he's like, "Oh, I maybe a bit too excited. Here, Remix, here's the key."
Remix will approach the vault door and try and find how to open the vault door with the key.
So you look at a big circular door. I like circular doors, they're cool. A big circular door. And there's two things on either side that look like they move, but you try and move them, they don't seem to go anywhere. And in the middle, it looks like there's just this little slot that you find, and you can put the key into there. And you hear a clonk, but the door doesn't move.
Easy.
No, the door doesn't move.
Oh, the door doesn't move, okay. So there's two levers on either side, yeah? Remix will say, "Oren, grab that lever. I'll get this one. Let's try something. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
And they pull it down, and the door kind of has like a hiss crack that appears in the middle and just goes apart. Sorry,
floor.
Guido said what?
No, I'm just joking. Sorry, carry on.
Okay. You can see Guido from where you are, looking on your scope towards these guys. You can see them all mingling about in this. Well, to you from your distance, it just looks like a black hole. To them, it's like a stone door. And then all of a sudden, you see like just see it move apart, and just a different colour light comes out from in the cracks, which is a purpley light coming onto the door opening. there's a purpley light that's filtering out of this room, this vault. And as you step in, there's several things around the room, pedestals, and looks like bookshelves and scrolls that are lined up. There's a few things in here that have actually been damaged, where some rocks have fallen down from the ceiling. But as you walk through, you see one of these pedestals in the middle, with a little bit of light, a perfectly shaped egg. It looks kind of like metallic. And Dr. Peg goes, "Ah! That's exactly what the surgeon requested from me. The egg of Ossus, it was called. Wonderful artifact. Anything else in here we can take for monetary value, but that's the surgeons. We need to take that. So, nobody bought any bags. We'll have to carry it back out. Okay, well, gather up the other items, and you find some. Sorry, Richard.
What's the egg?
The egg of Ossus. That's one of the artifacts that we came to find. I don't quite know much about it. I was hoping to find a book in here about it. So I'm going to look for a book, and you guys, three, gather up whatever you can find that might be of value. And he will pick up that egg and walk off with it and go over to the bookshelf.
Doctor, why don't you tell us what the most valuable things are, and we'll start with those.
Well, okay. I'll help you. Who's going to look for the book?
I'll look for the book.
Okay, it should be called something Egg of Horus. It's over there. Horus, that's the Egyptian god. Ossus, that's the planet we're on. that's the right words. So, Guido, Isa,
Yes.
you're out the front, right?
Yep.
Chip, you're so loud. So you hear that noise again, but it's much louder at the entrance where you came in. Looking around, you actually see something moving. This is not you, Guido. Sorry, this is ISI who spotted this, because you were looking at the vault, right? Watching the guys at the vault going in?
Yeah, I was wondering if Guido hears it as well.
No. Not yet. So you turn, ISI, and you see this shadow moving in the doorway, quite low to the ground, and it starts to come out, and you see like the mass, as it were, just spread out, and it looks like lots of insects or wormy creatures that are working their way across the glass towards you.
What the fuck? Turn around. I think he just starts shooting. He actually doesn't, he just panics. And he just pulls the trigger. He's not a combat person.
Okay.
Guido will sling her rifle over her shoulder, pick up her blaster, and just be like, "What the hell are you doing?" And
that's when you see and hear it, Guido, this mass of worm-like creatures with lots of centipede-like creatures, probably best to describe, working their way across the floor towards your position.
How far away?
A good 50 metres away.
And, so Isa will, start spraying at them, and then kind of realise the futility of what he's doing, and look at the broken statue and start trying to scrabble up it.
Okay. Let's have an athletics check then from you to try and get up this statue. You may choose your difficulty, average or hard.
The thing is, it's already going to be difficult because Isar is terrible at athletics, but also Isar is... Well, how big are these statues?
About 20 foot, maybe, from top to bottom.
Full size or half size is 20 foot?
full size would be 20 foot, so the other one would be 10 if it's broken off.
I mean, that's fairly difficult, and I'm also going to give Isar a black die for panic.
Okay.
Just because this will be terrible anyway. There you go.
Okay.
That's exactly what I expected was going to happen.
So you stop firing everywhere and immediately go to climb this statue, but it's try to get up it. It's just not quite working.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Guys in the vault.
That'll give Guido some time to do something.
Yeah, I'll come back to him in just 2 seconds for Guido. So guys in the vault, all of a sudden the silence, other than the rustling around trying to find items, a bit space. We'll come back to the items and their value in a minute because it's boring to go over it and do it when we come to the money. You just hear crazed blaster fire from out the door.
Lynn reaches up to a comlink and goes,
No.
Fuck!
Remix will say, Len, stay with Dr. Beige. Alright, let's go.
We'll keep working.
And Remix will start running.
Dr. Beige
follow.
looks like he's in a flap. It's like, don't be blaster fire! Oh no!
As I'm running out, I'll tell him to look for the book. I couldn't find it yet, and I carry on following Remix.
Guido,
Hello.
you have a mass of centipede-like creatures coming towards you. Isar has shot his load at everything he could see, and then is desperately trying to scramble up this half statue, not succeeding.
Right, here's where I ask a super important question that may result in me flipping a light side point. Did we bring a thermal detonator with us?
Did you?
Anyone?
They're very, very, very expensive and rare.
Right.
So you
Probably not.
could have brought some frag grenades because they're cheap and cheerful.
Ah, right, yeah, we totally brought those.
I'm happy
We're
for
in a cave.
Yeah, is there not like an incendiary option or something like that, rather than a frag grenade?
there is.
Yep, we totally brought those.
Let me get those for you. Although I am doing this bit thematically, so it doesn't matter too much. But so you can throw you can flip a light side point and say you brought an incendiary grenade. That's absolutely fine. Or a string of incendiary grenades. I'm just trying to find the statistics.
I don't want to matter this too much.
A D24 Inferno grenade.
Ooh.
It's an incendiary device that creates an intensive heat, easily igniting and all flammable materials within its blast radius. Intended to primarily fight for firefighters. Huh? That doesn't make sense.
These slugs and whatnot, are they packed together or are they like spread out? With a grenade?
They were packed together coming out of the tunnel, but they've spread out a little bit. So you can throw grenades into these groups. I've got no problem with that. Let's say if you flip a light side point, you bought 3.
Okay.
And I'm going to make you roll a check if you're going to throw it.
Fair.
So I'm going to make you roll. What's 50 meters? 50 meters is long, isn't it, for combat, I guess? Medium. I can't remember the bandwidth for that one.
Things where you are, it's all subjective, isn't it?
Okay, right. I'm going to make the first one long, so that's going to be 3. Then they'll move closer. It'll get easier, but obviously more dangerous for you because you're throwing fire grenades.
I'm only going to do it for like long.
Ranged light is your skill.
For throwing grenades.
Well,
Okay.
actually, I'll tell you what, mate, because you actually are only supposed to throw grenades at short range, looking at this. So let's add black dice on top of it. So go for 2 purple for throwing at medium range and add a black die to try and get it into long from your...
Okie dokie, and I'll go for a ranged light. Just wanted to give this something. Okay, cool. Roll it, baby. Oh no, that doesn't look good. Oh no, that's a success and a threat.
That's good. So you launch this grenade further than it's supposed to. Its intended purpose is to go, and it crashes into the middle of this mass of insectipede thing, guys, and explodes in a huge ring of fire. However, that ring of fire happens to be very close to the entrance of where you came in through that door.
Hero's exit.
Yeah. However, the centipede creatures that haven't been burnt start coming out of the doorway, around the side, back onto the floor, around the fire, and start working their way around. Lynn.
You said Dr. Beige is feeling panicked.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be a leadership check to try and like calm him down, like get him in check,
Yep.
focus him again, get him?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Then I'll try and do that. And
what imposing we're going to do? Average. I think it'll be quite easy for you to slap him out of it. He's in a place he wants to be.
So that's 2, right?
Yes. Oh, amazing. How do you make him focused?
I'll just say to him, don't worry about that. That team is incredible. You know how good they are at the combat. They have this covered. We need to get this done. Focus.
Yes, very right, Lynn. Lynn, book, and I will collect some other items. Oh,
I'll try.
one more thing, Lynn. I haven't got a way of carrying these items. Could I have your shirt?
No, you can put them all by the door.
Okay, fair enough. Thought I might make it faster, but thank you. And he will start scurrying around the internal of the vault. Remix and Orin.
I would like to see if they're crossing the boundary.
They're not quite there yet. If you're referring to the insectivores. You're in the vault, so it'll take you 2 actions to move. So let's say if you're running out of the vault, you're on this turn. You're coming back up to the statues right now. You've seen Guido throw a grenade, and there's a pool of fire by the door. And you can see Isa trying to climb this half statue.
I'm going to go for the pile of weapons at the base of the
Same.
statue.
Same.
I'm going to cross over the threshold.
Okay,
Run straight for my sword.
just your sword.
Ward.
No worries. Are you grabbing your blaster? Guido, Orin, sorry.
Grabbing blaster.
No worries. We'll come back to
I
you
can't
guys.
remember what else is in my pile. Probably don't have enough time for the boots. The boots are going to have to stay there.
Okay, Isa, what's happening with you?
One quick thing, can I just ask? Although my check was not a combat ability, can I still use the advantages to give people blues on their next rolls?
No, because they're
Okay.
not there and they're not on the radio.
Okay, fair enough.
That's the only reason I'm saying no, sorry.
It would have, thematically, it would have to have some way of rocking over. Okay, cool. So I could give Dr. Beige a blue.
Yes,
Can we quick 5-minute break?
sure. Okay.
I was distracted by a child. What were you doing when Remux ran and grabbed his sword?
I grabbed my blaster.
Okay. Thank you. Isn't sword logic a Destiny thing?
What logic?
Sword logic.
Don't know.
Yeah. It's the hive stuff.
Or the hive.
Hello. The chair keeps slipping today off of the floor pad. Keep rolling backwards. You hear me okay? Is my microphone here? Yeah.
Can hear you all good. Loud and clear.
It's interesting, Andrew. You should read about it.
I don't even know. Oh, it's the Tolan stuff. I kinda wish they'd make a movie.
There is such a rich lore behind Destiny. It's crazy. Such interesting stuff.
Like, surely they could do a better job than the WoW movie.
That wasn't crap. No, it wasn't. It wasn't crap.
It was as to be expected.
29% on Rotten Tomatoes, I think. Like, not that that's the be all and end all, but I tend to agree with the rating.
I think it's one of those movies, if you don't take it too seriously, it's fine.
I don't know. I feel like if you compare it to something like what League of Legends did with Arcane, like it's just in super disappointing realm.
Yeah, but it's easier to do it with Arcane. Because like League of Legends is just a bunch of characters running around killing things.
No,
There's
it has no. League of Legends has loads of lore.
Yeah, I know it's got lore, but there's no categorical story that people are involved in when they play the game. Whereas WoW has like tons of story, and you're part of the story, and you play through that arc that they showed in the movie, you know. So it's a lot easier to step outside of that.
I didn't mean to tell you what to do, Ross.
About what?
When I said, Lynn, stay with Dr. Beige.
That's perfectly fine and in character, man. Don't even worry about it.
I was thinking
That's-
like a security man.
Exactly. Like Lynn is not security conscious. She's not good in a fight. So like that direction is perfectly fine.
Oh, good.
He slagged you off, though.
So bossy. Harry, do you need us to bring anything on Saturday?
You're muted, bud. If you were saying anything.
I was. Thank you. Sorry. I don't know. Yeah, you must have left. Potentially a bit of bedding, but I need to check. We've got here. Maybe an airbed.
Yep. I've got one, so if you want me to, I can bring it.
If it's not a hassle to bring, please do. If it is, yeah, because it's a case of like we might need it, we might not. I don't know.
It's no hassle at all. We could be self-sufficient and bring our own bed, duvet, pillows, and bedding if needed. That's fine.
No, it should be good for that. I'm thinking. I don't know actually. What am I thinking? I know it's just yourself, Tams, and Nick. Is Adam actually coming or not?
I don't know. Did you have a separate conversation with him? Because
No,
it looked to me like he was saying no, and then you sent a message today or yesterday, whenever it was, which seemed to suggest you'd had a separate conversation.
No. It was because he just said, what did he actually say? He was like, "Oh, but I don't want to intrude," and I was like, "But he never got back to me." So,
No, I interpreted from that Adam wasn't coming.
all right, okay then.
Gary, do you have a bush that I can fall asleep under?
I have many a bush.
Okay, cool.
Aren't you close to Gary? Just get a taxi on.
Well, that's the thing. If we're having a nice, I'll get a taxi and I'll send my wife and children home. And then I'll stay and sit by the fire.
Do you like? If you like it. Or there's a couch you can kip on as well. Although I feel like
If it's not raining, Ross, we could sleep in those chairs under the stars.
that's if he's in that chair by the end of the night.
Well, it might be on the floor next to it, but...
Yeah. Under
Okay.
the chair.
Isa, what are you doing?
I'm in a statue.
Okay, you have another go?
Guido, give me a boost.
Doesn't kind of ignore you, but is also like, gives a side eyes. So I'm clearly busy right now.
I ignore you.
Great, cool.
Okay. So Isa is making a roll. Oh, those. So you attempt again under duress, and it doesn't work. Climbing is not your forte. Okay, back round to Guido.
Yeah, she's gonna take a couple of pot shots at the oncoming swarm.
Okay.
With your slug thrower.
With my blaster. Are they far enough away? How close are they? Because if they're far enough away, then yeah, we'll whip out the blaster. Slug thrower, sorry.
I think Ross is referring to the slug thrower as one shot.
What?
It's one shot, and there's a swarm of insects coming towards you.
Okay, then I will stick with the blaster, which is what I was going with originally, and then you suggested it. Like,
Confused him. 2 purples, sir.
2 purples.
Okay. Remix and Orin, you're up next.
You go first, Remax.
Remix will advance towards them. Virus sword drawn. He's going to run towards all of the bugs, ready to take them out.
Okay.
2 successes, by the way.
So, as Remix dives forward, these blaster shots come past him on the left, as Guido is shooting into the group. Now, Guido, are you shooting to the group to the left or the right? Because when you threw the original fire grenade, it did a pool in front of the door, and these then spread out left and right around the fire to still come your direction. Which group are you shooting at?
Left.
Remix, where are you going?
Right.
Okay.
Better get shot in the back.
No worries.
I would never shoot you in the back, remember.
Make a attack, Richard.
I added a blue because it's multiple opponents, and I get a blue for multiple opponents.
You were ready. So these blaster shots come careening past you into this group on the left, and a load of bugs go off the floor as they've been zapped. You jump in with a huge sweep across the floor, and you see a load of the bugs just get caught in the vibroblade and fall in half. Oren.
I'm just gonna pull out a blaster and aim left.
Okay. Range light then, please. 2 purple.
One of them, 2 purple. Success, 1 advantage.
Amazing. So yeah, again, load more blaster shots come past Guido in this instance on your right or left, and they crash into the same group that you're firing at, and all these bugs are just on the floor as you continue to shoot. Just before we go to Lynn, Remix, the bugs that are coming towards you, you chop at a load, swipe at a load on the floor, they all get chopped in half and bits and pieces of dismemberment. But they then create a flood around you and then continue past you. So you're now surrounded by them. I don't want to click that. Lynn, how are we getting on in the vault? Have you found the book?
You did.
Hit button on.
Yeah.
How many purples?
3 purples.
Oh gosh.
This is under pressure.
For a book with such a simple title.
You found the bookshelf. That's your advantage. Dr. Beige is scooting around the room, probably a bit too quick, not really looking at... Hoax, shut up! Not really looking at too much, but picking things up and putting them into his arm and then dashing back to the door, and you can slowly see a sort of pile of things starting to take place. Back around to Issa. This has been an unofficial initiative roll, by the way. Okay, still scrambling at this statue. Okay, no worries. Right, Guido, Oren, Remix. As you're about to unleash another volley and take a swipe at these bug creatures on the floor, you hear a roar from the tunnel.
Well, shit.
And out pops, just in the flames, you can see it, a horned head. And then it climbs through to stand in the fire and spreads its wings with another loud roar. This Kirik beast is not happy.
Huh.
Is it bigger than the ones we saw in the previous room? Or is it just one of the ones we saw in the previous room?
Just one of the ones you saw in the previous room. They're quite large creatures anyway.
Okay.
Okay. Still your turn.
You was in me.
As in you 3, I've done you at the same time. You group.
So if I wanted to melee it, I'd need to get in the fire currently, is that right?
Yes. Not the best idea.
I think... So you said they ran past me. I think Remix will take out some more of the little ones, but start moving backwards. He ran forwards. He saw that thing come out. Then I think he's going to start heading back in the direction of the others, but take out some of the ones that are now in front of me as I'm advancing forwards.
They don't.
Is that right?
Yeah, they don't. You can do that. That's fine. They don't seem aggressive to you. They're not attacking you. So
I'm going to kill him anyway.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. So you take a step back, just swipe. I'm not going to make you roll. Don't worry about it. Just swiping at these bugs, keeping an eye on this big scary thing.
Okay.
Oren.
I am going to aim and fire my blaster at the big scary thing.
Okay.
That's one of them. Two of them. One blue. Difficulty.
2 purple. Amazing. What damage does your blaster do?
Oh man, I hate that question.
Is 5 successes a crit for you?
No, 5 successes in the crit. It's the advantages that activate crits. So the hits, the first one counts as the actual hit, and then each succession hit in my game does extra damage. So he'll do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 if it's a base damage of 5, which I think a light blaster is.
Holy shit.
Sounds like Ross said, he has base damage of 5.
Yep. Okay. So you aim your blaster, take a shot. It connects with this thing directly in the face and leaves a nice burning mark. And does damage. The threat is that it eyes you, and you seem to be in its attention. Kido?
Is gonna switch from her blaster to her slug thrower and do a maneuver, take aim.
Take 2 strain then. Drawing or putting away a weapon is an action. A maneuver, sorry. So if you want to take another one to aim, take 2 strain.
Yes, I do. And then take aim at the big dude. Can I get him right between the eyes, or in the eyes, or in the eye, whichever?
I was reading about these cold shots, but just shoot him at the moment.
Okay, 2 purple, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Gravy. Do it! Oh.
So what's your base damage?
Base damage, buttery biscuit base is damage of 8.
So 9, okay.
Oh yeah.
So this thing, and you got a crit.
I do get a crit, yes.
Roll your D100.
Remember to do it from special rolls.
Special rolls.
I've got the book.
Right, is it just critical? Yeah, just the critical one. Cool.
Sure.
69. Nice.
Do you have any mods to that on your weapon? What's on your weapon?
Any mods? I don't think so, no.
Vicious? Anything like that?
Where would I see it?
You've got it's on your weapon. You'll have some affixes. I think you've got Pierce, haven't you?
Sorry, quality is accurate to PS3.
So accurate 2 should have added 2 blue.
Okay.
So that will check. And what was the other one? Sorry.
PS3.
PS3. Okay. So you've rolled 2 extra blue dice, mate, and I'll quickly read up 69.
All dice are cancelled out.
It's alright, that's fine. Blue, so you can't get blue dice. Okay. Okay. Round to you, Lynn. And then we're going straight on to Big Scary Person. Still found the bookcase.
I found the shelf that I think the book is on.
Okay. That's fine. Right, this beast jumps out of the flames and heads straight for Oren. Jumps and closes the distance. And as it lands, it takes a big old swipe at Oren with a roar. Just quickly get my stuff. Thank you. You won't have your soak on this, Oren, because all of your equipment's on the floor. So you would have only put your clothes back on, but not your armour pieces. Okay, so this thing strikes you. It does do a critical. It does 8, 9, 10, 11 damage. But that's too much because it's going to kill you.
No, I'll have 3 left.
Oh, okay. So 11 damage that this thing does to you. And it does a critical. I'm going to roll a D100. 35. Stunned. The target is staggered until the end of its next turn. So this thing jumps out of the fire, takes just one big swipe at Oren. I like to think if you're stunned, maybe he hit you to the ground. I don't know how that works, but yeah, bash, and it hurt a lot. You see red blood, blue blood. There's a Green blood?
No, I don't know.
You see some form of blood splurge across the floor. Okay. Isa. You did it.
He did it!
So, have you got threat for that? Or do you want a suggestion?
No. I'll take strain.
Take strain. Okay, fair enough.
Sure. So I can think of.
It was just too stressful getting to the top. Okay, over to the trio. Over to the trio. You guys are the trio.
So it jumped past me, right? I retreated a bit, but Orin was further back than me. So it jumped past me and attacked Orin.
Yes.
So I'm going to turn around and come up behind it and drive my vibroblade with a thrust into its back side.
Okay.
That's my plan.
Go for it.
It's a single opponent, so I'm not getting my special blue. 2 yellow, 2 green, 2 purple. Oh, yes!
Nice.
3 success and a threat.
So, do you want the threat to be black dice against you or strain against you? What do you want it to be?
I'll take the strain.
Okay, it's a stressful situation. There's been lots of strain going on.
So is that 1 strain, yeah?
Yeah. What was your sword damage?
So, it is. Damage 6.
Yep.
But I also have Pierce 2.
Okay, so 6, 7, 8, Pierce 2. So, takes 5, 3. This thing gets stabbed in the buttocks and it roars in pain and it's not too happy.
Yeah.
Guido and Orin.
How's it looking?
Not happy.
Well, if one were to use D&D terms to describe how it is looking, is it blooded?
Well, this is Star Wars, so it's not happy.
You want to go, Orin?
I'm stunned.
Oh, right, okay, my good.
I think you can still do actions. I don't know if you can. So stunned. Target is staggered to the end of the next turn. Staggered.
Okay, but if I can use my voice, I'm gonna shout out to Lynn to like seal the doors, and hope that that can be heard down the corridor amongst all the noise.
You can
It may
certainly
not
do
be.
that. This has no opportunity attacks in this system, so you could run and hide, maybe behind one of these pillars. If just as an opposite suggestion to what you were saying, rather than standing there and being a chompy target.
Can I do both? Shout to Lynn and hide behind the...
Of course. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go like just around the wherever it is in relation to the statue. I'm just gonna go around the other side of the statue and like crouch down after shouting that.
Okay. Wait.
Do you take your blaster with you?
No, he
statues?
said it. I'm going to punish him for it.
What?
So you run behind the statue with a blaster in your hand.
No, right. Yeah, well.
Yeah, around the back of the statue with the blaster in your hand.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm going to punish you for it. Okay, so you see a light form in one of the panels of the wall, and it fires at you, hits your hand with the blaster, and deals 4 damage minus your soak.
I'm dead.
Are you? What's your soak?
I have no soak.
Oh, yeah. Okay. You're not dead. You're down. Don't worry. That's fine.
Wait, I've got an idea. Is it instant or can I hear it charge up?
Give me a light side point, and I will let you hear it.
Yeah,
and I will let you hear it charging, so you can throw your blaster.
Okay, because I want to like throw my blaster at the creature.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, give me a light side point. So as you hear it whirling up,
yeah,
you throw it. Okay.
I sort of like with my last staggered effort going. Whether or not it hits is another question.
That's fine. No, let this. It's going to trace the electrical charge in the item. So you hear it charge, you throw this blaster, and it's like a movie scene where you see the blaster go, In slow motion behind it comes this beam of a laser as it misses the blaster, because I don't want you to lose it. Misses the blaster and hits this beast. But the beast takes it and doesn't look too damaged. Guido?
Well, seeing what just happened to Oren, she's going to back the
It doesn't
fuck
count,
up.
Nick. I was just actually doing me there.
Yeah, she's going to move towards the wall, but not towards the statue.
So,
Or-
like, out wide.
Yeah, try and move away from it, but not into this field that's going to get her shot.
Okay?
Yeah, so she's going to run away. So move, maneuver, action.
You can, move as a maneuver, and then you can turn and shoot.
Yes, please.
Did you shoot with your rifle last time?
I did, so you need me to reload, don't you?
I need you to reload, so I need to spend 2 more strain to reload your rifle with an extra maneuver.
That's fine.
I'm going to wear you down, Carrie.
It's alright. It's alright, baby. Okay. And then I take another shot at this guy. Bow. Oh, look at that. Triumph. Give me the one success, one triumph. Come on.
Your 2 blues for your accurate on your
Thank
weapon.
you, sir. Ah! So that'll be a crit as well.
Okay, so you're using the Triumph as a crit, or you can use it as other stuff?
What can the triumph actually do?
So you can use it to upgrade the difficulty of the target creature's next check. So basically I would be adding a red dice rather than using a purple. Upgrade an allied character's next check, including the current active character, so that would be you. Do something vital, such as shooting the controls or nearby blast doors on to seal them shut.
Are there any massive stalactites in the room that I could shoot at?
Certainly.
Above this monster creature.
Very conveniently, yes.
Can I do that?
Sure, no worries. So you run a distance away, spin round maybe on your knee.
Yes.
That sounds cool. Look at the creature, and then just go... Up goes your shot and connects with this bit of rock. And it's just enough to loose this stalagmite, which then falls straight down. And as falling damage is the worst damage in Star Wars, this thing just crushes the top half of it, and including its head, and it just blood starts pouring out of the rock.
Dead?
Dead.
Or just really fucked up? Okay.
Dead. No, we're dead on that one.
She says out loud. Although still, do we have a bug problem still? We have a bug problem still.
Well, all the bugs, if you turn around, are still scurrying away. But as the creature dies, they don't seem to be in as much of a rush. It would appear they were probably rushing away from that creature themselves.
Oops.
And now they're rushing away from Remix, the bug murderer.
Okay, cool. Gonna relax for a second, perhaps, while it's someone else's turn.
So that lull after combat, and you're like, it's when you first feel it. Flipping over a dark side point. I remembered about them. Dun, dun, dun. You feel the rock and the floor around you. I saw you might feel this a little bit more because the statue might be moving. Vibrate. After a minute or two, it feels like it's getting slightly more. And Lynn notices it in the vault, having found the book now, no longer under stress. And Dr. Page goes, Lynn, did you knock over that pottery over there?
No, Doctor.
Yeah.
That resonance is everywhere in the chamber.
Might I suggest we make haste out of this small room?
Have you got all the artifacts?
I've got everything of value. Any chance for the shirt?
No.
Okay. Could anybody come back and help us with these items?
Are there any, like, boxes or anything lying around, or like a shelf?
A shelf?
I don't know.
No, you don't. You can't find anything to store them in.
Remix will put his sword down, run over and pick up some things and help carry them.
Orange's gonna get back to his bits and pieces and just like looking rather like forlorn and still a bit dazed, like start like suiting up again,
Okay.
and possibly finding a stim in that there and injecting himself with a stim.
No worries. That critical carries, by the way, Andrew. So just remind yourself that you've already got one until it gets healed. So Dr. Page comes over with Lynn. Lynn's carrying a book and a few items, and Remek's carrying a few things. And it looks like there's a mismatch of items. And he goes, definitely a few 100,000 credits here. Oh, it's amazing. Could somebody get my duffel bag from one of my side pouches, please?
Isar's busily trying to get back down a 10-foot high statue.
Guido's not in the room.
Not in the room. Okay.
Outside still.
We're back
Let's
to the
come out.
statues now.
Okay. Maybe she'll help. She's checking them. She's checking her rifle.
No worries. So, as somebody gets the duffel bag open and maybe helps Isar down from this statue if he wants the help, the room shakes again, but this one is a much larger tremor than you felt before, and everybody sort of goes, I think something might be wrong and we should leave very, very quickly. And that is when you spot on the rock on the left-hand side starts to glow orangey. A temperature changes in the room almost immediately. Starts to get very, very hot very quickly. And as you're putting your gear on, Andrew, did you do your hit points from your stim pack? Yeah. As you put all your equipment on and start picking things up and start picking the duffel bags, it's like a roar as fire and plasma burst through the wall in a perfect cylinder, creating a giant hole. And no sooner do you see this plasma fiery come through the wall, it kind of switches off and retracts, and you can see the stone cooling. And you hear a voice from the top going, "We've done it! We're through!"
Oh shit.
We should probably leave the way we came in quickly. And Isar's already moving across the chamber back towards the door.
Agreed.
Creatures might be stirring. Is it safe?
I'm not going up there with Imperial. I'm not going up there with Imperials. No, thank you.
Guido gives Oren a hand up.
Okay, so you all book it for the tunnels, alright? Okay. So the flames have died down enough that you can step over them. That's not a problem. And you all dash into the tunnel. And as you're making your way single file back up this tunnel, you hear a loud scream. I'm not going to do it because my child's asleep. But who is in this temple? Fan out and fight them. And you hear Dr. Page goes, "Tiff Bannon, oh, quickly!" and continues to go up the tunnel with you guys. The race is on.
Are we stealthy?
No.
Running. Surely.
Even though we know they're Flappy Birds in the next chamber.
Booking the shit. They'll wake up slowly, they'll be startled, we'll be out, and they'll be awake for the guys to come back in behind us. Book it.
Alright. Yeah, I'm too stunned to like realize anything too much, and I'm just gonna follow along blindly.
When we all was in the library room, did we feel like the only way into that library room was through the Flappy Cave?
Yes.
Okay.
That was the only way it led. It was like a corridor. Won't be a second. Okay, so you're all making a run for it, not worrying too much about making noise or anything like that. Okay. Can I have a resilience check then, please, from everybody? You're trying to run, maintain your speed. Orin, can I have a black die, please, on yours? This is going to be average difficulty to start with. Any failures are going to result in lost strain. Do not worry about the threats. For now.
Oh, that's annoying.
I've not seen any results. Okay.
I have a success and advantage.
I have a failure and lots of advantages.
Yeah, don't worry about the advantages or disadvantage. I'm just looking for successes or failures here.
Oh,
Double success.
I wanted to give my advantage to Orin.
No, you're not using advantages here. Right. Okay. So you crash out of the tunnel. You start running across the library, and you're coming towards the archway, which leads into this room of the flappy beasts, as you've called them. You've seen bats circling. Image of bats circling, where they just go round and round and round. That's what's going on in this cave. There is. I wanted to ask this question all night. Oh, okay. So you come into this cave and it's like bats circling around, flapping in bits and pieces, and you charge head on into this cave, and it's like they don't realise you're there immediately, don't kind of chase, but as soon as you make it halfway through, you hear some screeches, and they start to come up and basically then start to come down, bear down on you. But as you get to the other side of the tunnel, to get the tunnel all the way out, you hear blaster fire from behind you. And just turning quick enough, you see stormtroopers have made it into the main chamber, and they're not stopping to be stealthy or worried. They are just shooting at these beasts, and they are now turned around and diving at the stormtroopers, and they're firing back and bits and pieces. May I have another resilience check, please, from everybody? Same rules apply.
Is it one strain for each failure?
For each failure, yeah.
Okay, cool. Did the right thing. Okay.
More success for me.
Can I give someone?
What about if it cancels out?
If
That's
it cancels
not a
out,
failure.
that's
right?
not a failure, no. Just means nothing's happened. Okay, everybody's good. Okay. Dr. Page is visibly starting to struggle. He has done too much running already today, running back and forward with his key. He's visibly starting to struggle under the weight of the bag and things.
He's still naked, right?
Oh yeah, he's still naked. Now, I did say everyone put their kit back on, but it makes it quite funny if he's naked. So he has his kit on his bag, but he's not put it back on. Maybe just his boots or something, just for running along. So you guys make it into the tunnel, and you start heading back up this tunnel, and you end up in the down from the stairs. You have this little state landing. There we go, landing area, and you stop there and you try and catch your breath just for a minute or so. Dr. Bays is doubled over. He's going, fun this, isn't it, chaps? Right. Who knew the Imperials could dig so quickly? Did anybody used to work for the Imperials and know they had that technology?
I don't know, would we?
Probably not. Not to worry. Just a moment. I'm just going to catch my breath. And he pulls out like an inhaler. And he goes, maybe I should put some trousers on. Okay. And that's when a blaster shot comes up the tunnel.
So while this is happening, is there enough time for Lynn to take an action?
Yes.
Okay, so I want to use my inspiring rhetoric feature, which is just to like help the party recover some strain.
Okay. I'm going to impose black dice on this because you're under stress. So average difficulty, but 2 black dice. One for running so fast, and second, there's impending people coming.
Cool. I get to remove 1 black dice from my leadership checks, so it's just the 1 black die.
Okay.
Okay, so 3 people can recover 2 strain.
I'm strain free, so not me.
Okay, so the other 3 of you can recover 2 strain.
Okay. So as you gave this rousing speech, that's when the blaster shot come up the tunnel. Doesn't connect with anybody. It hits the wall of the tunnel, but you can clearly hear there is people coming up.
Should we leave them a firebomb?
Why not? Parting gift.
Run.
Do we just roll it down?
Yeah, I'm not going to make you roll for it. There's nowhere else it can go. It's just a tunnel, right?
No. I mean, as in, like, do we just roll it down the corridor, or we lob it, leave it here, booby trap
And you
it?
can walk it down, Gary.
I could walk it down. Hand it to them in person.
Personal delivery, signed next day.
Same day. God. Yeah, just arm it, roll it down, keep moving. Haul ass.
So Dr. Beige will push the switch on the wall to lower the stairs. Quickly now, before you throw that dangerous thing, we don't want to get caught in here. I need to climb up the stairs. Going back into the main chamber where the altar was.
I'm not behind him, for obvious reasons.
Do we all scramble upstairs?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
And then from down below you hear a whoomph and a small flash of light, and then you feel the heat come out the top of it. You go, Dr. Beige goes, oh, and he sort of staggers ever slightly, reaches out for the altar, and he hits like a, I want to say it's a crucifix, but it's not a crucifix. It's like the Jedi kind of symbol, but like made out of stone, and he hits that, expecting it to break, but it doesn't. It just moves forward and clicks. He goes, oh. I think we should run. And he starts to run. As you pass the first pillars in this large room, the statues step out. As you reach the second pillar, the statues step out. As you reach the third pillar, the statues are already stepping out. Taking a quick glance back, you note that all of the statues are starting to step out of the walls and out of the pillars.
Which way are they facing?
They turn to face your direction.
Shit.
And they start to follow as you're sprinting down this corridor.
How
tall are they? These are 8 foot tall, these statues.
Right.
So, if you remember, this was the large room that looked like the Mines of Moria with all the things going on. So you guys sprint across this room, like, you know, they start stepping out the walls, but they don't attack you as you go past them, like they're still kind of waking from their slumber. However, as you get to the end of the room, we have another resilience check because we're all sprinting across the room. You start to hear a lot more fire come from the tunnel down the right hand side, which is where you went and knocked out Ensign Temu, although you didn't know his name at the time. I'm pointing left, but that's because it's pointing right. So everybody do your rolls and knock your strain off in bits and pieces. And you start to hear blaster fire. As you reach the tunnel, which you came down originally, that's when a barragement of blaster fire starts hitting the walls around you. No one gets hit, you manage to get into this tunnel. But all of these droids are shooting at where you were. As you head up this staircase, if you remember, this was a really long staircase that came down. You head all the way back into the main tunnels. Takes you a good 15-20 minutes to get up the stairs, and everybody's puffing as they get to the top. But as you get towards the top, you can hear more blaster fire being exchanged. Who's in front? Okay. Do you want?
I thought it was the dude because he went first, didn't he?
Well, he's also
you overtaken him.
Fat and slow. So, Remix, let's have a perception check for you. So, as you get towards the top of the stairs, like just kind of poking your head out, just
What difficulty?
average 2.
Oh my god! Quadruple success, 2 threat.
So, as you kind of get to the top and you go, it's like there wasn't a fight above you, but now there's just blast of fire going bay across. You look to the right, you see a load of stormtroopers advancing, using shields, firing their blasters. You look to the left, and you see these stone guardians firing blasters out of their arms. But it is chaos in these tunnels. The only disadvantage of this, or threat, is you are spotted by some of the Imperials who shout, "There's the intruders!"
So we're not on the surface yet.
You're kind of coming up the steps. If you remember, when you went down these tunnels, you found the set of steps and went down. If you remember from the last episode. So these are the steps you've just come back up. So this is the main floor level where your camp is. And the Imperial.
And the Imperial's off to the left, which then goes round to the north, doesn't it? And then we're going to go right to a junction and then straight over and up.
That's it. So to the left from here is where the Imperials are, and to the right is where these Stone Guardians are shooting back and forward. Oh, I took my thing out of the page, idiot. Sorry, Karen.
Remix will turn back to the others and say, "Battle ahead. Stormtroopers and statues." And he's still holding all this stuff.
You can put it on your back.
Oh, good. In that case, I'm going to draw my sword.
No worries.
We should flee the Jedi statues. If we don't attack them, maybe they'll leave us peacefully.
Yeah, let's cut a path through. Let's go.
Alternatively, we just run.
So basically, you're gonna just speed out of the stairway. Okay, I'm just doing a run. No worries. Okay, I'm gonna do this from the stormtroopers' perspective, if you don't mind. So the camera shifts, if you're discussing, and they're firing at these stone guardians. They're going, "There's the intruders!" And then all of a sudden, the Zabrak goes charging past the blast of fire, followed by he's a human, isn't he?
No, he's a Syrian.
Syrian goes past. Then he goes past a blue-skinned human. Then goes past a big fat doctor who's naked other than his boots, carrying a bag. Then goes Lynn, and then goes Oren, if that's the order. And they're going to go pew pew pew, pew 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 as they shoot in. Okay, so you guys charge through these tunnels, up the stairs, out through the tunnel, going along. Another check, please, everybody. This one's going to be hard, though, I'm afraid, because you've done 4 already there with the other direction. Other direction? The other difficulty.
Ah, shit. Do I get 1 strain or 2 strain?
1 strain, sir. Oh, no, you rolled threats. I wasn't counting threats. It's only failures or successes I was looking for.
Cool.
Okay, so everybody's good. Perfect. No worries. Right, so you guys continue through these tunnels. There's evidence of these Guardian droids that have been here. Like, you can see the footprints, but you can see lots of marks. And you charge forward, you check the left, it's fine. You turn right, head down the tunnel, take a left, and then I think ISR's got this on his little map. He's following his little map to get out. And you run dead straight towards the tunnel where your little camp is set up on the as you go out on the right hand side. And as you come running out into the daylight, which does take your eyes a little second to adjust, it is absolute carnage out here. There is hundreds of statues that are out in this base. There is hundreds of stormtroopers firing. You can see holes in the tent where obviously the Stone Guardians have gone through. The biggest thing you notice though, is that the statues that were next to the obelisk are also in this fight, but they were very, very tall, and they are literally just kicking things out of the way, that as insects do, you know, kick them out of the way. But this is absolute chaos. Somehow the obelisk appears to be gaining some form of power, and it does appear to be having an effect on the ship above. You can sort of see it kind of wobbling in its stasis.
We're going to chuck her right and hot book it up to the garage. I mean, the storage location where our speeders are hidden. Like, not even take one look at this scene and go, nope.
It's just... yeah, don't even bother.
Are you going for anything in the storage, your mini camp, or are you just going straight?
Nope.
No.
Right.
Okay.
I go straight to the speeder.
No worries. So the speeder is up, so we're going to have to go along, and then we've got to go up the pathway to get to it. So you run from where you are here, and you run across the open ground as there's a trumpet in the distance. You run across the distance to go to the ramp. One more resilience check. Again, it's going to be hard. This has been scaling as it's getting more difficult. Nice. Okay. Everybody good? Yeah, okay. So you make it
Force has been with me tonight.
Speaking of the Force.
I not failed a single deck, and I have 1 green.
Okay, speaking of the Force, Richard, please roll me a die. Okay. Uh-oh. So, as you're charging towards the ramp, the bottom of the ramp, something tugs at you, and it makes you turn. And what you see in the distance, probably not too far, is a black-clad figure. And it feels like their eyes are boring into you and freeze you to the spot just for a few moments. Stand there for a few moments. Remix stopped unexpectedly, guys, and turned around. But if you turn around, you may not. Some of you may continue to run. The doctor, let's say the doctor stops, and he goes, "Oh, just have a breather. That's great. We should continue running. Look over there, and look over to the north where the tent has been just destroyed. You see Dr. Tiff Bannon come out of a large hallway, a large archway that you come in, with an entire accompaniment of stormtroopers, and they kind of meet eye to eye, and he goes, beats you," and with that they start to run across the open ground towards your location. Remix, I need you to make me a check to see if you can get moving.
What would you like, sir?
I'm going to give you a straight willpower check, please. Hard. So just roll the number of...
So I've got 3 willpower. So 3 green versus 3 purple, yeah?
Set. I can't see
Right.
them, so okay.
Right.
You are frozen on the spot as these eyes are boring into you. And it doesn't matter what these guys do, they're trying to break you out of it, shake you out of it. But you're frozen on the spot. What are you guys doing? Dr. Beige is already trying to make his way up the hill.
Then we'll slap Remix. Get moving! Snap! What is wrong with you?
Take a damage, Richard.
I'm not sure I'd be able to damage him. Not with his soak and not with, like...
No, he's taking it now. He's defenseless. He's just standing there. Okay. Richard, does it work? Does it get you out of your daze? Let's give you a blue die for Lynn helping you. Well, indirectly helping you.
That's the picture.
Oh gosh.
No, he's still staring.
So, Lynn, you kind of see like a flicker in his eyes as if he was kind of waking up, and then he goes back to just staring.
I'll just kind of pull him. Sorry, Andrew, you were saying something.
I was going to shout to Guido, like, throw the last grenade at that figure.
They're quite far away, and also I don't know if you can see them.
Okay.
This was a forcey thing.
I was just thinking like some sort of like wall of flame that like.
You could throw a flame grenade in front of Remix and try and add to the distraction to give him a blue die. Try and break.
Guido could throw
Well,
a slug at the black-clad figure.
If he saw him. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Gary.
Don't worry, Gary. There's no black-clad figure. Remix is just still as a statue at the moment and causing some trouble for your escape.
Let's see. By this point, ISR would have made it back to the speeders.
Let's say he's made it to the top. So can I have another resilience check, please? So anyone that's gone to the top, you're going to do a resilience check. If you make it to the top. Dun-dun-dun. Okay. Tell me what you guys are doing. I know Remix is stuck on the spot at the moment.
Trying to get Remix to
I'm just
move.
trying to pull him. Yeah, I'm grabbing an arm and just pulling.
Okay.
I'd like to make a discipline check for my next one, rather than straight willpower.
I'm glad you found that, because that would probably be more of a better option to choose. So let's do one now, right? So Lynn's tugging on you. Guido looked like they were giving you another slap. So let's give you another a discipline check.
I think that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes perfect
It's
sense.
willpower based. So I think at first it was just a straight force off, but now his like mental fortitude is starting to come in now. His training that he did on Dathomir is kicking in.
Right now, as you've argued that for training, throw a white dice in. See if you want to use the force to fight back.
It could be. Yeah, okay, let's do it. Okay, this would be interesting. Hard again.
Yep.
So I get a yellow for discipline.
Add a blue.
So yellow, green, a blue, and a force dice against 3 purple. Let's see what's going to happen.
Okay. Do you want to use the dark side of the force to set yourself free?
Yeah, the dark side will set me free.
Yeah. Okay. Update your sheet then. So you guys look at Remix, you're trying to pull him along, slap him, whatever, and he's like intently focused on something in the distance. You look around to see if you can see something and just can't see anything other than this battlefield that's going on. And then all of a sudden he kind of takes on this really aggressive look, and then his eyes just stop being glazed over.
They turn more yellow, his eyes. And he just turns and looks at Lynn with fear and anger in his eyes. And then just turns and starts running.
She quickly lets go, like, whoa, fuck, what, whoa. And then runs after him.
I'm gonna join in the running.
I take that as you're running, Gary. Yeah, okay. So you guys all run up to Nick. You can be at the speeders and you can tell me what you're doing in 2 seconds. You guys charge up the ramp. Can I have another resilience check, please? This is hard again for when you get to the top.
2 per failure, right?
No, 1 per failure. For each failure, it does a strain.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody took a lot of strain there. Okay, so as you get to the top, your stash of vehicles isn't too far away, and you find Isar. Before Isar tells me what he's doing, you just take a quick glance back, and what you see is just, again, it's just a battlefield. You can see these stone guardians have been knocked over, some have been blown up from explosions. There's many a stormtrooper laying on the ground, lifeless. But what you do see at the bottom is Tiff Bannon is at the bottom of the ramp with a consignment of stormtroopers, and they are starting to make their way up.
Platoon.
There you go, thank you. Okay, what are you doing now, sir? You've made it to the vehicles.
He's pulled the tarp off of them. It's a tarp! And started them all up.
Okay.
And so they're all ready to go when everyone else... And he's hopped on the speeder that he was riding previously. And he's like... Come on, guys. Like, he's ready. He wants to go, but he's not going to drive off on his own.
Okay. So
But he's like, when twitchy is the right word. He's twitchy.
Eager to move and waiting. So as you sort of maybe look back to see where the other guys have got to, because you went into the top all by yourself early, you see the naked Dr. Beige come huffing along and jumps into the passenger seat, very much like you, just waiting because he can't fly. Jumps into the passenger seat and goes, well done, I saw you won. Oh, where's the others?
I'm very glad I'm on my own bike.
There's definitely going to be a sweat patch on that seat.
And the rest of us make it to the garage, isn't it called it?
Is Ross lagging?
Ross is lagging.
Yeah, okay. It's not just me then. Right, okay. So, Remix, you make it to the speeders, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, Guido, you make it to the speeders. You're muted, but okay. Alright, you make it to the speeders. Yeah. Lynn, you make it to the speeders. Okay. So, Guido, you're jumping back in with Dr. Beige?
Does it look like we're gonna... Like, is anybody gonna pursue us?
Just get in the fucking speeder.
Okay, fine. I jump on the speeder. Let's have a change later, maybe.
Okay.
Take a Sunday stroll. No one's chasing us.
No.
I'm sure they just gave up and they've stopped for some tea and cake, right?
In which case, Remux, can you drive?
I drive shit.
You shoot terribly as well, so what do you want?
Don't make me
While
come
they're
over
having this
there.
conversation... Sorry, go on. Sorry, Richard.
Don't make me come over there. You know I can't drive. Someone needs to drive me. He says with angry eyes. He's really angry about driving right now.
By our end. Oh shit, he did as well.
Oh, it's awkward. Misclick.
So is Orin on the other bike?
Yeah, I was on the bike coming in, so I'm jumping on a bike going back.
Yeah.
Okay. Guido jumps in the speeder, I guess.
With Remix or Dr. Beige?
I don't care.
But it's important, you need to choose.
Len is not going with Dr. Beige.
No. Come on, Guido, there's room here for you.
Yes. Do you know how to drive?
I'd also imagine after like Remix just verbally abused Guido's just got in the other speeder anyway. Regardless of Beige's nude sweatiness. He's just gone, I'm not getting that, fuck that.
Nope, that's a big old bag of all.
So your question to Dr. Beige was?
Do you know how to drive?
Oh, yes, I can drive, I just choose not to. And he, would you like me to?
Yes.
Oh, he kind of scoots over into the driver's seat and he does that kind of like older gentleman thing when they get in the car, like checks the mirrors and yes, and yes, I'm ready to go. Heat on. And then he'll accelerate after ISAR, but not as fast as ISAR goes off. It's just like the old man slowly speed up to as you guys all pull off on the speeders. Whoever's driving the last one doesn't matter. As you pull off towards the speeders, Dr. Tiff Bannon and a platoon of stormtroopers crest over the top, and you just hear a yell of rage as a little blaster fire chases you off as you start speeding. Okay, I need a perception check from somebody not driving.
I can do that. Definitely not driving. I don't know how to drive.
I don't want a group check. I want individual ones, please. From whoever's not driving.
Wow.
All the successes.
Okay.
Yeah, but you didn't roll any purples again.
Ah, sorry, you're right. Yeah.
It's hard. It's 3.
Just roll 3 purples and we'll work it out.
A success with two threats. Okay, fine.
3 success, 2 threat. Yeah.
Yes. So you, after a few minutes of driving, you turn Guido. With your weapon on your scope, you're looking down your scope, and what you see chasing you is 3 TIE fighters in the distance. From the TIE fighters' perspective, they were just looking at 3 things moving, but what they see now in their cockpit is a glare off of your scope. And you've drawn the attention of to your particular vehicle. You are speeding across the plain, and you see these TIE fighters come in. You can do this in proper combat if you want, or you can do it in cinematic combat.
And they get hit by lightning and blow up, right?
We're coming to that. So you see these TIE fighters start to approach you, Guido. That's the information I'm giving you.
Sorry, you cut out. What was the question? What do you do?
No, that's the information I gave you. These TIE fighters have seen you and they're starting to follow you.
Oh. Are they firing?
Not at the moment.
Three TIE fighters close in on our convoy. What do you do about it? Do you do anything about it? Do you say anything about it?
I'm going to let everyone know. Yeah, we've got TIE fighters incoming, guys. Defensive positions, whatever that's going to do.
Evasive maneuvers.
Defensive driving? Okay. And then he'll crash the other speeders.
Like, I'm going to take a pot shot.
It's going to be like over extreme range. It'll be very hard. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I will. Just for fun, why not?
Isa, this is when you do notice some clouds start to appear in front of you.
Isa doubles down on the throttle and races to the thundercloud. It's 4 purples for extreme, Gary.
Yeah. Thank you. Back to ask.
Yeah, he's like, what is it? Mad Max. Where they race into the sandstorm.
Yeah.
He's like been going fast, but not uncontrollably so. No, he's just like, I'll take my chances with that rather than those.
Have you rolled it, Gary?
I was going to ask, before making a non-thrown ranged attack, is this a thrown ranged attack?
You're firing a weapon.
So that yes or no?
Do you throw a gun when you shoot it?
Oh, that is literally throw. Sorry, because my gun is called a slug thrower, so that's where I was like.
Yeah. No, that's just the name of gunpowder in Star Wars.
Oh, sweet. So it says they perform a snapshot maneuver to increase the weapon's range by 1 range band per rank in sniper shot. If extreme is the furthest band, right?
Mm-hmm.
So can I? Yeah. Can I do anything with that? Can I use it to increase the range, or not?
Well, yeah, you can increase the range if you want to roll a formidable check. That's 5 purple. That's how I understood that. Or does it? It can't reduce range.
I think what it means is you can shoot a range past what you should be able to shoot.
Yeah, may perform a sniper shot maneuver.
But has your gun got extreme or long range on it?
I think it is extreme. Yes, the range is extreme on it.
Then you're okay. But if you had a long range gun, you could then shoot it to extreme. I think is what that's saying. Is how I heard that. Or if you had a medium range gun, for example, and 2 ranks, you could shoot that to extreme or etc.
Okay,
that makes sense.
I won't do that, but I will pop that in a chat so you guys can have a look, just in case I've misunderstood. Cool. Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna take a shot at these guys. What's that? 3 successes.
Nice. Okay. How much damage does your weapon do?
I think it's 8.
Okay.
I will tell you momentarily. It is 8. Yes.
That's fine.
You do 1 point of damage to that TIE fighter.
Ah, man.
You scratch the windscreen, and the TIE fighter pilot inside goes, "Oh, I've just had this cleaned."
Damn it. Okay. Yeah, she reminds us. Oh yeah, no, it's a TIE fighter. This isn't really.
I mean, that's not
Still impressive.
Yeah. A TIE fighter hasn't got a huge amount of health. That is still something. That's good, Gary. But vehicle damage is 10. So you got to do 10 normal damage for 1 vehicle damage. And a vehicle weapon that does 1 damage to a vehicle will do 10 damage to a person.
Might be
so fuck, if those TIE fighters shoot at us, we are fucked.
Yes.
Lynn doubles down on the accelerator.
Yeah. Guido shouts to Dr. Page, "Put the pedal to the metal, old man."
Oh, I don't think it's a good idea going into the storm. We haven't got any lightning rods, have we?
She kicks the turbo button on the dash. If we have such a thing. Thematics.
That's fine. It's fine. So, you guys speed underneath this cloud that's cloud of nowhere starts developing. Lightning starts to strike all around you. Now, I can make you roll checks here with driving to avoid stuff, but I think that would just take forever. So I think what we'll do is just have the drivers roll a straight luck check. Does that make sense? Roll a force die. White you find, black you get some form of damage on your vehicle. I'm not going to have anyone die from environmental lightning. I think that's a bit pants. God, everybody's absolutely fine. Oh no!
Fucking Dr. Page.
So you guys charge under this lightning cloud. You can see it starting to brew in static energy, and then it goes. As you go through, Dr. Page attempts to do some evasive driving, and it doesn't quite work. A lightning strike hits the vehicle, and it starts to slow down. Maybe drops to half of the speed than
What's wrong with the lightning crystals that we've got on the vehicles?
I asked if there was any.
We didn't take them off.
No. Okay. Well, okay, fine. So
the strike hits just in front of the vehicle and scares the shit out of him, and some dirt sprays up into his eyes.
There we go. There's a good use of that. Thank you very much. But what happens is, as you're flying through this, the TIE fighters come underneath the cloud, and as they go underneath, ready to aim, you jump into the TIE fighter seat, and you can see that, you know, that little aimy thing in the little computer they have, and they twist the knob and it zooms in. It goes beep, 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 and then all of a sudden a lightning strike catches the TIE fighter and fries its systems, and he's just like, ah, and then the other two start to come in and zoom in with you. The shots start to fire. You can see behind you a little bit like number 8 moving right. You know, you've got the sand flats, and you just see all the shots coming in from behind them. You just see, well, you don't see because you're driving away, but all the laser shots coming behind until they're struck by lightning and they don't catch you. As you exit the other side of this cloud, you look back to see just flaming wrecks on the floor of these 3 TIE fighters, and you make it all the way back to Ossus at speed. Now you've got to get back up the hill. That really long, snaky road. That's fine. So you go back into the mountain, into the hole in the mountain, and snake all the way back up to the top. As you get to the top, you pull out into the main city of Ossus. Another storm has made itself above and striking lightning down. The chief waves and greets you, and Dr. Page gets out of his speedo with his bag, and the chieftain sort of looks him up and down when he's in his naked posture, as it were, and Dr. Page takes a few items out of the bag and hands them over to the chieftain, bows deeply with you guys all behind him, and then dashes over to the ship and says, "Quickly now, I think it'll be time to leave very shortly." And he dashes over to the ship. "Leave the speeders, we'll get some new ones."
Ossus already got up on the ship. Like he's done with this planet. Like this is like this far from back into panic mode. Like he's unhappy.
Not happy at all. Okay.
If the locals don't mind, Lynn will take one of the lightning rods, just so she can have the crystal.
Sure, you can keep that. Okay. So you will jump on the ship? Guido, as soon as the lightning is past, get us out of here. When he starts to actually put his clothes back on, eventually. And a few minutes later, the storm cloud...
I starts looking out the window. No, it's not gone yet. Come on, chop, chop. Hurry up. Come on. Not quite yet.
And after a few minutes, Isar can say...
It's time to go now. Quick. No, let's go.
Okay. And Guido, you're powering up the ship?
Does all the necessary pre-flight checks and gets ready to go.
And then we see, cinematically see camera shift, and we see the ship take off ever so slightly, then do that really weird thing where they kind of go forward and then loop back over the city, goes up into space, and then jumps into hyperspace.
Followed by a circular camera wipe.
Where are we going? What destination did you set?
Fucking
And
home.
a star cruiser falling down to the planet, destroyed by lightning.
You will find out where you're going next week. No, we won't. We're not playing next week.
It's home, right? It's definitely home, yeah?
Do we get the XP for killing that Star Cruiser?
No, you didn't kill it.
Why not? We did kill it.
You didn't.
We really did. We pushed the button that killed the freaking Star Cruiser, man.
No,
That's like...
Dr. Beige did that. You didn't push that button.
Yeah, but we made sure he was naked, and then that's why he tripped, and that's why he pushed it, that's why he killed it. So indirectly,
there will be XP to spend before the next session, which is when
I saw sat in a corner, rocking a little bit. Like now that we're safe, he's gone into a corner and he's just having a moment.
then Lynn will go over and just sit next to him, just not talk, just sit there so that her presence is nearby, and then she'll hand him the flask.
He drinks all of it. He doesn't know what it is. He just and then probably coughs and splutters because it's probably neat alcohol.
Yeah, it is some form of neat alcohol.
Remix is pacing back and forth restlessly.
Guido is servicing her weapon because she feels like it deserves it.
Is this what you're telling me you're doing in downtime in the hyperspace? Is that right?
Yeah.
No, this is right now.
Right now, okay.
Guido's not flying. Guido's servicing his weapon.
Oh, yeah. Autopilot, it's fine.
Okay.
You going to say something, Andrew?
I said Oren went to sleep.
Okay.
It was a bit of a tough one. He's still a bit staggered, so he's gonna.
He is badly injured.
Maybe he's
Are there any
sleeping
Bacta
in the
tanks
med
on
pod.
board?
He's
Yeah.
sleeping in the med pod.
We'll address
They're
that.
called... Okay, never mind.
We'll address the whole Bacta issue and whether you can heal yourself. Okay. So when are we playing next? Not next week.